It's Tuesday, March 13th, 2012. It's the 404 show on CNET TV. I'm Jeff Bakalar.
I'm Ty Pendlebury.
And I'm Justin Yu.
This is the show where we'd rather have a Bloomin' Onion. Because, I'm not going to lie,
Other things are blooming.
we're pretty hungry.
Yeah.
And
now tell me, what is a Bloomin' Onion? As an Australian, I should know what this is because,
Right.
you know, obviously Australians made the Outback restaurant and everyone says Outback in Australia. No, they don't.
They don't.
And we
Not
don't
at all.
Are
we
you
use
a fa-
flamin' and bloomin', you bloomin' galah?
What the hell are you
You
talking
bloomin'
about?
galah?
Galah? What is
Galah.
that?
It's like a bird. You know how you have budgerigars here?
No.
What? You
Budgies.
are now speaking budgies. Yeah,
What?
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like a little bird.
Yeah, little bird.
Okay.
Galahs are like big versions of that.
Okay.
And
Oh.
so you call someone a bloomin' galah,
And that's bad.
that's bad.
You don't want to be a galah.
No,
not really.
I got a better question for you. Are you and the Australian people offended by Outback Steakhouse?
I've been there once in Taiwan, of course.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, so were you? So I would find that maybe possibly more offensive than an American one.
It's just weird. Just this
Well, there's
weird
no rules
appropriation of Australian culture
Yeah.
that is the Outback restaurant.
And is it true there are no rules in the Outback?
well, you know, you can kill a man.
As long
that's
as,
okay.
As long as you buy him a bloomin' onion
right,
first.
as long
Yeah.
as you buy him a Foster's.
Yeah.
Oh, the
oh, come on. See, look.
It's bad.
There you go.
We got to
No
have
one
some
drinks
better
Foster's over
Australian
there.
references in pop culture, right? Like, what else do we have? Just Crocodile
Dundee.
which is kind of old. We need some updated.
Oh,
Curtis
so you
Stone.
played
Do you have
Knifey
Curtis Stone?
Spoony before.
Curtis Stone loves
Put
Oprah.
another shrimp on the. No,
That's-
see,
We
like,
don't even
that's-
have shrimp.
Yeah,
You don't.
there's no shrimp.
Or
in us.
Barbies.
Barbies, we do have those.
So shrimp. So what do you put on the Barbie?
Prawn. we just put
Prawn or
snags.
shrimp?
Snags.
We're never
Put
gonna
another
get it.
snag on the Barbie.
Snag on the Barbie.
I
What
think-
is this?
I think if there's one thing we're realizing is that our two cultures will never see eye to eye on
No.
anything.
No.
We
Never.
just won't get it.
But the bloomin' onion is good. You really should try it. It's basically like a giant split apart onion that they fry. They batter and fry it. And they put it on this plate. Let's just switch to this photo.
Yeah, yeah. Here's what a
And,
bloomin' onion
What
is.
the hell
There
is
it
that
is.
Look
It's
at
like
that.
a giant onion ring broken apart into a million pieces with dip and sauce.
Thirty-
There is a
3,500
place-
calories
There
right
is a
there.
place in the middle of Australia that sort of looks like that. I think it's
Yeah.
called the Pinnacles. It's got a whole
saying-
bunch of sand formations or limestone or something.
So it actually looks like a bloomin' onion.
Something, yeah.
Maybe
They should
that's
call
where
that
they-
the Bloomin' Onions.
Yeah.
In
Man,
honor
oh,
of the
man.
Outback restaurants.
Should probably just go to Outback after this and get food.
I used to think Outback was like the pinnacle of like
Oh, it's good.
nighttime dining.
They cover everything in peppercorn over there too.
They do.
the best.
And I'm not gonna lie, their steaks are not terrible.
No, they're terrible.
No, they're not. If you
Yeah,
have
no,
like a
they're pretty
fillet,
terrible.
the hell do you know about food in general?
Whoa!
Domino's boy.
Hey,
All right?
whoa! Domino's is still food, technically.
No, it's not. Man, oh man. All right. So obviously Ty's here today.
G'day.
Thanks for being here, dude.
Thanks.
What what do you got going on? What's new in your little life?
I'm reviewing an 80-inch television at the moment.
80.
80-inch. It's
80.
taller than a 6-foot man.
Jeez.
Yeah. So if you laid them diagonally.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. So that's happening.
Is this the Sharp that
Yeah,
got
the
released
Sharp,
last year?
What is it? The LE 632 80-inch.
So is it good?
It's all right. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not bad. It's $5.5
God,
So
look at this.
$5,500. This is the television. Look at that.
That
Wow.
is ridiculous.
That
Have you-
guy was short though, by the way.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
was
Clearly
short.
not over 6 feet.
Do you think they purposefully choose a short person to show off that TV? They might. It's not a bad idea.
That is probably a
Like-
good idea.
They're like, all right, what kind of person can we get that'll just be dwarfed by this television?
So is this a 3D TV or is it just a
No,
regular
it's just a
LCD?
regular television.
If
yeah.
it was people can't handle an 80-inch 3D television.
You got to be 12 feet away or 10 feet away to actually appreciate it.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
If you have a small lounge room, it's going to look ridiculous.
it ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
No.
So Richard's back on the ones and twos again. Welcome back, sir.
Thank you.
So you're at South by Southwest.
Yes.
How was that?
It was all right. We didn't get to do much. We didn't get to do anything exciting. We were
Yeah.
working the whole
It
time.
was just
I
miserable.
was just in the hotel room editing videos the
Yeah.
whole time.
You did
All
get to
right.
see a small Japanese guy stuff 13 grilled cheese sandwiches down his throat, right?
Yes.
That was the
Yes,
highlight of your
Kobayashi.
trip.
Did he chew?
No, he just stuffed it down. He soaked it in a bucket of water and then just
Ew.
stuffed it in.
Does that anyone else sound like they would throw up from that?
That
right?
sounds pretty
Doesn't that sound disgusting?
Wet
Swallowing
bread.
It was
grilled
gross.
cheese? Ugh, what a monster.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a video on CNET about it if you want to look for it.
All right, so go check that video out. We'll link
Yeah.
to that in the show notes about grilled cheese eating. So Bridge is back, Mark's back, Richard's back. It's great.
Right.
All right.
It's good. By the way, I just looked up, for some reason, I just like looking stuff like this up when we talk about it.
Sure.
But there's a competitive eating Wikipedia. Maybe you
ooh.
shouldn't switch to this because there's some cuss words in here.
That's okay.
Under Kobayashi, it says he won the contest for eating the most hot dogs in 2001. Additionally, in his native Japan, he broke another record for passing the most effed up smelling fart.
No, what?
Which I can also
What?
imagine.
There's a
That's
What does
on
it smell
Wikipedia
like?
too, so I don't
Does
know.
it smell like food? I mean, that would be the worst thing I could imagine.
Well,
If you
like
did a
hot
fart
dog.
that smelled like food.
Right.
No,
And
I
it depends on what he ate too. You know, if you're
I
eating
feel
mayonnaise,
like-
it's probably not too pleasant.
How do you even gauge that? How do you measure such a thing?
I mean,
Doesn't that sound like an unmeasurable medium?
I
you
feel
know, where
like
it's
I have
just
a pretty good
completely
test.
subjective.
I
I've
do a
been-
fart and it smells like CK1. Fresh car scent.
That's sick. Ooh, pine tree. That's funny, dude.
we've been recording in this podcast every day for the past 4 years, Jeff. I think we have a very carnal knowledge.
You're
of
right. I
The
guess
degrees.
Well, this is this is the standard. You know, if you go above it, you're impressive.
Every opportunity I get. I
All
love
right,
making
let's
fart sounds.
stop being gross for a second and talk about Microsoft and their universal translator.
These are real. It's getting really funky in here, I can tell you now.
You do a good
I know I do.
sound.
I know
yeah,
I do.
yeah. It's like
Some good ones.
it just sounds like steam escaping.
28 years of practice.
That's great. You're pathetic.
Okay.
Tell us about this.
So this is cool. This is a story that came out of the Microsoft Research Lab. So every once in a while, they come out with some cool stuff that they've invented. And now their chief research officer, this guy, Rick Rashid, came out with a demo
Okay.
of this tool. It's like the Star Trek tool that basically translates what you say into another language almost immediately. It's on the fly. And so they used Microsoft's text-to-speech model and then they use that in conjunction with this software. And you can actually translate immediately between 26 languages to the point where all you have to do is hold this smartphone up to your face and the app will translate it.
Isn't there already an app on the market that does this? I thought there was.
Yeah, I thought so
Does
too.
Siri do this?
No, Siri doesn't.
Isn't there an Apple ad that does this and you can talk and it translates
Is
for
there?
you? I think there was.
All those ads are
don't know.
lying.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are lying.
Uh,
And we should sue them. There's that guy who's suing Siri for not being as clever as it is on the ads.
That's
dude,
right.
it's
That New York guy,
It's
right?
misleading. It's what? You don't think that's bad advertising?
So it's a gimmick anyway.
Yeah.
For sure,
But
but
what's with all these useless lawsuits? It's basically so we can write articles about it and people can laugh at it.
Right.
shh, the secret's out. You're gonna ruin it for the rest of us.
supposed to tell anybody.
Come on, that's how our business works. Yeah. So, but what I'm interested in. So, can I pick up my phone? Because this really would have helped me out when I was down in Dominican. Can I hold this up to somebody and just I could just see myself being like, shh, stop talking.
Yeah.
And then you get the app out and you're like, okay, I'm ready. What was that? Oh, okay. What? You think I'm a baby? Okay.
Yeah. This could be useful when you're traveling, though. I
Sure.
think, especially if you're like, China, any of those like Asian languages that are especially difficult to understand.
Well, it's cool because it says a couple years ago, Microsoft demoed phones that could translate phone calls in near real time.
Yeah.
You could call someone halfway across the world, and even if you don't have a common language, you can still communicate in real time.
Yeah, that's cool.
That is cool. Is that what they have at the UN when you see all those guys with those like earmuffs
they're all
on?
gonna be
active
out of jobs.
translators. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Because
You've
there's
been
actually
replaced.
booths of people that stand up there and translate
right
immediately.
on the fly.
Right.
Sure.
So
Yeah, I
this
don't
is
know.
gonna get rid of all that stuff.
Oh well. All right, you've been replaced by a robot. Sorry.
One more job replaced by robots.
That's fine. A Brazilian city has hired a Batman impersonator to help police capture felons. Tell me where this is happening in Brazil.
I just
Surely there'd be wind drag. Like you could run away from a guy in a
Yeah.
cape, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so now I'm curious. So is this town, and the town is, I'm gonna butcher
yeah,
the name of
please,
this
we
town.
need that translating software.
It's Tuabate?
Yeah, no.
No?
I don't know how to pronounce it. It's Taubate. But there's an accente
right,
on the
so
E.
Tapate.
Taubate.
Yeah,
I
okay,
guess.
I think that was
A
close.
city in Brazil, let's say.
Right.
Yeah, so officials have hired this former soldier to dress up with the cape and cowl, the Batman costume, and basically patrol the streets to make sure people don't cause trouble.
Because there's a man waddling around with an umbrella.
I wish we had a picture of
I
this
don't
guy.
get it. Like, why Batman? Why
Why
not
not
just
someone
Batman
cool like
Strikes Fear?
Superman?
Whoa.
Well, not cool,
Whoa.
cool, or someone more good,
Right.
what I mean? Batman's a bit sort of in the middle there. He's a bit he's
a vigilante.
yeah, pretty much. So he's not identifiable as good, whereas Superman
I
is.
think most people put Batman on the side of good. You don't think so?
Chaotic good.
He's dark. He's got a dark side though. He's the Dark Knight.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But he doesn't kill people. So that's what makes him good.
He
right?
does
He
not.
strings them up.
He's killed
He makes
people.
them
You don't
unconscious.
think he's killed people before?
No, he doesn't kill people. That's
Ever.
his thing.
I know that's his thing, but he's never once killed people.
He probably killed a couple.
I think he probably killed a few
He just didn't
people.
tell anybody about it.
He killed the Joker. Oh, I mean, the Batman movies, he killed the first Joker. He just let him go.
He did? Oh, that's right. Yeah, yeah.
You
That
know,
wasn't-
he's like, see ya.
But this guy, I mean, I feel like they should have maybe made up a new superhero, like one that maybe doesn't wear underwear on the outside of his pants. Right? Like this guy was
You
in.
could give him a wedgie.
Yeah, like the character was invented in what, like the 1930s, I think, like the late 30s. They need to update one that's a little scarier, like Kick-Ass.
You don't think it's a little disturbing that this Brazilian city is like delusional to the point where they're bringing in a superhero to deal with their crime?
Right.
How bad is their crime that they've forced to just go with science fiction?
Maybe
Yeah.
there's a super villain that he needs to combat.
That's what I'm saying. If there's some fat guy waddling around with umbrellas,
Right.
like, you know, causing havoc and whatnot.
I would also think that just a soldier with a gun would probably be a little scarier than a guy in a mask and
Yeah.
cape. Right? Like, just maybe use more guns.
Where along the protocol list did like the Batman initiative come into play? Is
Yeah.
this like plan C or
Right.
D or Z? Like, what's the deal? You know, does Brazil? I'm sure Brazil has some sort of armed force.
Yeah,
They
they
didn't-
definitely have soldiers. I mean, they took this guy out of a soldier costume, you know,
Right.
like a soldier's uniform.
Take
and
off
put
that
him into
soldier
a-
costume,
a
put
very
on this
left-
Bruce Wayne one.
Bang, bang,
Yeah,
dance.
that's pretty good.
It must be
Crazy.
just a PR thing. Like it's for him to go into schools, I guess, and say this is the
Right.
guy protecting your streets.
But what kind of PR? You know, like this Brazilian town. You know what I mean? Like, watch out, criminals! We dress some a-hole in a Batman costume.
And it's not just some a-hole, too. They actually list his name right here. It's Andre Luis Pinheiro.
His secret
So,
identity is
yeah.
out.
Like, he's just going to get made fun of.
That's like
they're gonna be like,
Gord- yeah.
hey, Andre. You know,
Yeah.
like when he walks down the street, people are going to be like, Andre, what's up, man?
Hey, not Batman right now, are you?
Yeah,
It's like
exactly.
Commissioner Gordon taking a press conference and being like, "It's Bruce Wayne.
What's
He's
up?"
right over there. It's that rich guy. We knew it all. Come on, that's
Yeah.
not fair." They have no concept of superhero and the rules associated with being one.
Yeah.
What the F?
I want to see a picture of this guy.
I'm not happy about this.
Let's stalk him on Facebook.
Yeah.
You know what?
Here he is.
There he is.
he's actually.
Okay, he looks badass.
How long did it take him to climb up onto this roof, too?
That's not a person.
That's him.
That don't look like a person
No,
in a
that just
costume.
looks like a miniature action
Yeah.
figure that he put in the forefront.
They
of this
took a photo of an action figure on top of a building. That's what they did there.
picture. This is just a huge
It
lie.
does look a bit rubbery.
It does look a little fake, yeah. And wasn't the whole thing with like real life Batman that it's really hard to move around?
Right.
The suit is not as mobile as you think.
Right, and
you
then
know?
the cape gets caught.
The
and
cape
fans
gets
and
in your
stuff.
way. Like, I'm sorry, but real Batman would have to deal with that cape getting in his face all the time.
Yeah.
Wouldn't he have?
And what about summertime? It'd be so hot. He would have to
Oh,
air
forget
that
it.
thing out.
He
Ah,
takes
so
a-
you need the Batman swimsuit.
Yeah, there you go. Just wears like a onesie, you know? Just like a little onesie for Batman. All right, we've dissected this nonsense a little too much. Before we hit the break, I want to talk about something that Justin brought to our attention yesterday. We didn't get a chance to talk about it, but you're 100% right, sir. QR codes are stupid, overused, and need to go the way of the buffalo right now.
I hate QR.
I
codes.
hate QR codes. Ty, how do you feel about these stupid little indecipherable blobs of
I
image?
just loved it last week. There was that Tumblr blog of people taking pictures of QR codes.
Yeah.
And
Right.
it was blank.
What do you mean?
So the actual blog, there was no entries.
So they would scan in the QR code and it would point to nothing?
It was essentially a joke.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
that's-
it's like, here's
uh-huh.
all the people who've used QR codes and here's
Right.
pictures of them.
Right.
Yeah. So essentially, it's used by marketers at the moment. It's, you know, on signs and all that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
There's actually a couple of years ago, there was a CNET shirt, which I have at home, which has got a QR code on the back.
A shirt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's really, really creepy.
Yeah.
You know, they're encouraging people to take pictures of my back.
Of your
Right.
rear, yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's weird.
That's creepy.
Yeah, that's not right.
I just think they were never cool. They were never cool. If you thought you're wrong. If you thought they were
Yeah.
ever cool, if there was any sort of original, sort of redeeming value, it was the sense of mystery. Do you know what I mean? You
Yeah.
would see one plastered on a poster somewhere,
Right.
and you'd be like, what the hell is that?
I would be down with it if it weren't advertisers just trying to
Well,
sell
now-
us stuff.
right.
Like, why would you want to actively have to do something? You know, like looking at an advertisement is bad enough. But why would you want to pull out your phone, make more of an effort to just view an ad? Doesn't
You're
make sense.
100% correct. And they've gotten so pervasive to the point where advertisers don't even know why they have them. They just think that they need to have
It's
them.
like social media. We've got to get in on this.
Yeah, we've got to get a Twitter account right away and start tweeting and hashtagging all of our QR codes. It's like, shut up.
Like this. What does a QR code have to do with a toilet, the inside of a toilet
Well,
bowl sticker?
actually, is that advertisement or is that just
That's
something-
just,
This
I
is
don't
like
know why
for
that's
more
there.
information on the inside of your toilet bowl, scan the sticker.
Yeah, because we couldn't fit all the 4 simple things that we have to say to you in this sticker here.
See, I can see it being used for stock, you know,
Right.
as an update to the. How old's the barcode? 40 years, 50 years?
Yeah.
It's old.
And I think
So,
that was the original point of the QR code.
And then advertising sort of took over and.
But
Right.
the QR code is not, it's not dynamic. It's just a static thing that doesn't change. It's the same thing as a barcode.
Yeah, but in the beginning, I felt like people wanted to scan a barcode in order to take them directly to the shopping page where you could buy whatever product that sticker was stuck on.
Right.
But now it's just become a, hey, this is our website, right? It just takes you directly to the corporate webpage, and that's so irritating.
You're 100% right. They have no use. It's not like you're finding out more information.
No.
It's just something where it's trying to sell you something. Like even the barcode, like you said, is so much older and still so much more useful.
Yeah.
Because it's a unique product identifier.
Speaking of product identifiers, do you guys use Google Goggles? I feel like
I've
that was
used
such
it
a cool
before.
app, but everyone kind of just forgot about it.
It's like Google makes a lot of cool things that really aren't functional.
Right.
Like, why am I using Google Earth when I use Google Maps?
Have you
know what I
tried
mean?
using Google Goggles yet?
I've used it before.
Does it work? I mean, where do you use it? Like in museums or?
No, I use it to like impress people.
Okay.
You know, people who like have
Like a
no
bar trick.
idea. I'll have like my grandma come in and be like, "Look, I'm gonna take a picture of this logo."
Right.
And
It's a
like-
logo.
and it's like, "Hey, that's a logo. It's Pepsi." And
What if
it's
you
like,
take a picture of your grandma?
yeah, see, like that's your grandma. I'm like, oh, Google Goggles works really well. Yeah, so I don't really see the point, but yeah, QR codes definitely pointless, and that's what the comic's going to be about this week. So it's going to be
Nice.
fun.
Yeah.
We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll finish up the 404. Stick around, a lot more with Ty Pendlebury right after this.
This is the 404 MRFers, the show where we all sing songs.
Welcome back to the 404. Ty, what were you saying?
Yeah, I was interested to hear, and I think you've obviously said this on the show before, but it was Jonathan Colton,
That was.
who
yeah.
I saw play with They Might Be Giants on the weekend.
But They Might Be Giants.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So they've been touring around the country, and that was their final show in New York City. So
Nice.
yeah, they were good. I haven't seen them since 2003.
Yeah.
So it was probably the best show I saw. They had puppets and
Oh, that's awesome.
and stuff, and crowd
Yeah.
interaction. Man, a show's got. If you don't interact with the crowd, it's not as good as it could be.
Oh, for sure.
So
Why
they-
am I going to see you live if you're not going to like be a part of this?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And They Might Be Giants is still making really good albums.
Absolutely.
Not a
The last
band
one was
that kinda
really
dropped
good.
off.
Yeah.
They've been around since what, the early 80s?
Oh,
I
yeah.
feel like that
There was
ska band?
one. There's one song they have. What's the song they have where it's like 30 minutes long and it's just like little skits?
Fingertips.
Fingertips.
Yeah.
Fingertips. Yeah, it's pretty good.
What's that blue thing doing
I love it's like
here?
I found a new friend underneath
silly.
my pillow. Anyway,
They're going to sue us for
definitely
performance rights now.
Speaking of being sued, John Colton probably to this day doesn't know that we use that little snippet to take us out to breaks. And here's the story behind it. He's been on a show 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
Very awesome dude. He actually did an acoustic set where he played Code Monkey and the Zombie song.
You'll have to link to that because I'd
Yeah.
be interested in that.
Definitely. We'll link to that in the show notes today. The excuse me, the recording quality is fantastic too. Don't know how we did it with the equipment we have in here, but it sounds amazing. So, before we went live, he's just singing, he was just messing around. We had him plugged in the whole time. And that little MRFer thing is just a little snippet of like maybe 6 minutes of just nonsense that he was spouting out. And we clipped that out and used that
Every day.
every day for the past 4 years or whatever.
He was super chuffed on the weekend. He actually had Suzanne Vega guest on his album, and
Oh,
she
cool.
actually got up for one song and sang it with him.
Oh, that's sick.
Everyone else was not impressed. They didn't know who Suzanne Vega was. She was someone from the 80s. But,
Right.
But he was super chuffed that she was there.
That's
so.
awesome.
And
That's
she was
really
reading
cool.
lyrics off a sheet. So.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, if you're a child of the 80s,
You'll
know who
really
Suzanne Vega
appreciate it.
is,
Absolutely. So that's a lot of fun. Also, I wanted to bring this up. Your friend Ella is going to be on the show Friday.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So
excellent.
So we're excited. Thank you for hooking that up.
Yeah, no worries.
Ella's a really cool chick. She'll be on Friday. We'll have a lot of fun with her.
She actually used to work for CNET Australia. That's how we met, me and her. So
Right.
we used to work at CNET Australia together. She's been here for about 3 years.
In New York, you mean?
In New York, yeah. So yeah.
It's going to be fun for sure. So tune in
Excellent.
on Friday. That'll be a great
She's
show.
an awesome chick.
Yes.
Ella Morton, right?
Yes, Ella Morton with her accent that we all love.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great, man. All you need, chick accent. We're done. We're good. We've made it here. We've got some calls from the public. Let's get to that right now.
Time to show the love. 866-404-CNET.
404.
All right, so some serious, some a little silly.
Oh no! After
What?
yesterday's critical voicemail.
But that was good, dude. That
yeah,
was
it was
good.
good. We need that every once in a while, but
Yeah.
not every day.
Yeah, that was good.
Keep it positive today.
Keep it positive today. We'll keep it ridiculous, starting with this one.
What's happening, 404 guys? This is Brett Allen here from Quillen, and I'm calling as a response to your offhanded unicycle comment at the end of episode 1007. I just thought it was quite ironic considering I was actually riding my unicycle on my daily ride when I listened to that. In fact, I'm actually calling you while on my unicycle right now. I ride after school every day around 3:45 or so. Download your podcast, put it onto my phone, go for a 9-mile ride or so. And it takes me about an hour, so I listen to your, normally 37 to 40-minute podcast, and then just listen to music for the last 20 minutes home. It's pretty awesome. I was proud to hear you guys actually say the word unicycle on the show.
All right.
That's pretty cool.
It
We
is
actually have
cool.
a video of him. He sent us a video of himself
Oh, we did.
riding as well.
Oh, there he
I'll
is.
pop the audio up here.
Oh, it's just Darth Vader playing a bagpipe.
Yeah.
He's playing.
Portland.
Yeah. Oh, Portland.
This skit writes itself, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Fred Armisen must be like, it's too easy.
I didn't bring this up before we were going to talk about Batman. Hoboken has a Batman.
What?
We do.
A guy that walks around in a Batman costume.
He doesn't walk around. He rides a bicycle
What?
with it's silly. He doesn't fight crime. He just sort of rides around town in a Batman costume with a
Right.
Batman bicycle ringing his bell. And everyone's like, hi, Batman.
Fighting self-respect and
Yeah,
normalcy.
that's what he fights. So, yeah.
Wow, okay, cool.
Yeah.
But
No-
not on a unicycle, though. If it was on a unicycle, that'd be even better.
That's impressive. People who, I don't know. That sounds tough.
I've tried it before. It's not easy.
It's not easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking those big penny farthings. Anytime someone says unicycle, I think penny farthing.
You go right there, do you?
Is this the guy? Is this the Hoboken?
Yeah, there he is. There
is. You wonder why I don't accept your invitations to visit you in Hoboken.
Come on. How badass does he not look
No,
right there?
what is that, a placard of himself? It's like a picture?
I don't know,
that
but
he's-
he loves Batman.
There's a keyboard attached to it.
Is there? Oh,
Yeah,
there
look,
is.
right there.
Yeah, he. That's him. I'm glad you found
God,
that.
I've never seen a Batman costume so loose before.
Yeah, well,
That's a
he-
very loose-fitting
Well,
Batman
there would be,
costume.
wouldn't it? It couldn't be tight because you
Exactly.
can't run in it.
Yeah, he's got
Right.
he's got a pedal.
He's wearing
And there's
Dickies,
the
I
wind
think.
drag factor, of course.
Of course.
That's awesome. Have
But
you
he-
talked to him before?
No, I've said hi to him. I've been like, "Hey, Paul,
Is
how
he-
are you?" Whatever the
Is
hell
he
his name
gruff?
is. Is he gruff?
Yeah.
What is that?
Does he speak like this?
No. He doesn't have the stupid Christian Bale Batman like. It's gonna go down. It's like he doesn't speak like that. He's like,
Where's the bath train?
he's just like, "Hi guys, it's me, Batman." that's how he walks
The
around.
honey badger, basically.
Yeah, he's Honey Badger Batman. So that's pretty funny.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Yesterday we were talking with Joey about the possibility of the next Xbox 360 not having a disc drive. Have you heard about this?
No.
It's,
Makes sense.
It makes sense on paper. but
GameStop won't like that.
GameStop will not like that because they will go out of business immediately.
Honestly, if you run any sort of physical media shop, whether it's CDs or books even,
Yeah.
or games, just get out now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're in
yeah.
trouble.
Just get out.
And I guess that leads us to a much longer conversation about what the F people like GameStop are going to do. I mean, their entire business model is structured around the idea of used games. And they're already trying to go against used games with the EA Online Pass. Every seemingly every game now has a code that you must enter that sort of identifies it as a new game. You have to pay for it if you don't have it after you buy a used game, so it's almost like, what's the point? But yeah, anyway, we were talking specifically about the no disk drive, and we have a call speaking to that point.
Hey, the 404, this is Jeff from Idaho. This is just a comment regarding the Xbox, the new Xbox possibly having no disk drive. I had a thought that maybe they would do something similar to what they did when the first Xbox launched. They had like a arcade Xbox that didn't have a hard drive, and then they had a newer one that had like a 20 gig hard drive and over. Maybe they'll start off having like a lower end, cheaper model with a disk drive, and all of their higher end models have a big hard drive and no disk drive.
I can't. Can you see that? Can you see the lower model having a disk drive? Is that something? I mean, do you think that's a reality? That's possible.
Look at the Vita. I mean, it still has a physical media drive as
does.
such.
Yeah.
So I don't think, as far as that's been the good thing about consoles up until this point, is that they fight piracy by having physical media.
Sure.
Once you go online, it's going to be easier for people to pirate and therefore crack.
Sure.
It's
going to happen.
And that's my problem with playing games like Modern Warfare on PC is that everyone's just hacked it, and it's not fun to play.
Right.
So that's why playing those sort of games on consoles is much more fun, because they're harder to crack.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. Does the elimination of the drive, whether it be a flash drive or an optical drive, does that just basically open the floodgates? Well, it has to for piracy. There's just, the fact that everything's on board just leaves it to be open to be hacked.
Yeah.
But, in terms of like people hacking games and stuff like that and cheating, I don't know. I mean, when I used to play Counter-Strike religiously in college, you had to have like, what was it, Punk Buster?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what that is?
What is that?
Basically this like virtual dongle that would prevent, it would basically make sure your version of Counter-Strike was clean.
Okay.
And that you weren't hacking. And if you didn't have that running while you were playing, it would boot you.
Okay.
So it's sort of like a safety check.
What
But
do you
yeah,
think
I
is
don't
the
know.
possibility of them including like an external optical disk drive that you could buy as an accessory, plug into
Yeah,
a
I don't
USB
know.
port if you want to play your
Welcome
old
to the
games?
Sega CD.
Yeah, exactly.
Seriously. You know what? It wouldn't surprise me, because I think the generation of this sort of transformation is the next one. Do you know what I mean? I do think the next Xbox, I think all of them will have a drive. I just do.
Yeah.
You know what I
It'll
mean?
be a Blu-ray drive.
It'll be whatever it is. I don't even know if it will be a blue.
Well,
I mean,
you got to deliver stacks of, with
huge
1080p
amounts-
video,
sure.
4K videos
Sure.
coming. So
No, you're right.
That's a lot of bandwidth
I
that you
just
need.
can't stand but Blu-ray drives spin at a static rate, right? They don't have a
know
variable
if they're
speed
variable.
rate. Well,
I'm
I
not
believe
sure.
that's why, or maybe it's just the PlayStation's Blu-ray drive that can't spin at a different rate, because that's why you have to install a lot of PS3 games. So I don't know. It's not a step. It's sort of like a step forward and a step back. Do you know what I mean? Xbox games you don't need to install. The vast majority of PlayStation 3 games you do, and that's sort of annoying. I feel like load times are also longer on PS3. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out. And then here's another call about downloading games.
Hey guys, California from Niche, calling in about the video games and downloading them. And I really don't think that for many people living in the U.S., or really most parts of the world, that's a feasible option. One is that it takes a long time, and as quality of the games go up, the file sizes go bigger.
Yeah.
And, downloading a 20, 25, 50 gigabyte game, that's going to take a really long time.
Yeah.
And particularly when you're looking at all these carriers out there, or cable companies out there like Comcast, that want to put out these ridiculously low caps, like 250 gigabytes, when everybody's trying to use more data.
That's true.
I mean, if you download a 25 gigabyte game, you just use a huge portion of your cap. And as file sizes get bigger, and as people continue to use Netflix and all these other services, I think that people are going to need to prioritize.
It's true. Our bandwidth, the way we pay for internet, that whole infrastructure is not ready for driveless consoles. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're just not there yet. I think, the ambitiously we are. Like I think like we know that it could work, and I'm okay with it. Like if I heard tomorrow, okay, no more drives, no more physical media, that'd be fine if it started tomorrow. But it's not. And you also have to think about not everyone in the country has broadband.
Yeah.
How are you going to release a console where you have caps on downloading already with a lot of ISPs, and you have a sizable portion of the country that doesn't even have access to broadband? How are they downloading a 40 gigabyte Halo 5 game, right? Or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah, there's got to be an option for a physical disc you could buy as well.
It's just, for the foreseeable future, I feel like it's going to go unchanged.
Is there, in Australia there's moves to make a national network of fibre. Has there ever been attempts to do that here? Obviously, we've got cable companies who want to hold their own infrastructure to ransom, essentially. But has there ever been an attempt to sort of unify that?
I feel like there was a time where there was, and then I think like someone wound up owning more. Like the government tried to own some of that, and then maybe, if I'm wrong, I'm not sure. It was like Verizon came in and like bought up a lot of it. I don't know.
Because it's the Fios network, right? But that, is that laid in Manhattan or not?
Actually, I don't think it, but not everywhere. Definitely not everywhere.
Not all of Manhattan.
And I'd say the majority is not wired up for Fios in Manhattan. I get it out near me, but I know like where my parents live, they don't have it. They sort of just stopped laying down wire, which is upsetting. Okay, we got some other calls. I want to talk about this because Ty's here. He could speak to this issue with the iPad. Its resolution in HD.
Hey, Justin and Jeff and everybody else at the 404. This is Memphis from Manuel. I was listening to today's podcast, and I cannot help to laugh a little bit at the guy who left that voice message. The Retina display is kind of cool, but now your HD movies that you have are not gonna fit in that screen.
All right, so let's take that first point because that's what I want to concentrate on. He's saying the resolution of the new iPad is so high it's above HD, correct, Ty? Right? It's
I don't have it's like 2086 by 1500.
Right, so that's much higher than standard HD.
Yeah, so what you're going to get is pretty much the same, a little bit higher across the what is that?
The top.
Horizontal.
Sure.
And obviously a lot deeper.
Right.
But what it's going to do is stretch a lot of movies.
Isn't that amazing?
They're going to have to upsample movies so that they fit that screen.
Right. So
only by a little bit, but you can introduce jaggies if the software is not good enough.
So is the new? So you think iTunes is going to have movies formatted for the HD screen?
2086 by 15, whatever it is. Probably not. No, they'll just have. I think the move is to make it HD, so it's 1920 by 1080.
So your HD movie that you copied off of your Blu-ray or whatever it is, and you want to put on your iPad, it's going to have to be blown up a little bit.
Yeah, but that's the same with most monitors. Most monitors aren't 1920 by 1080.
So do you think it'll look worse than it looks on the iPad?
I'm pretty sure they would have worked out the scaling and how to make that work.
But that's interesting. Didn't really think about that.
Do you think that some of the video image will get cut off? Because
no, it won't get cut off.
It'll have to be stretched just a little bit.
It's smaller. The movie is smaller than what the iPad's resolution is.
Right, okay.
So it's if anything, it would have a frame around it.
Yeah, you're going to have a big black bar above and beyond.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and the aspect ratio is still 4:3, right?
Yeah, so it's 4:3 as opposed to 16 by 9, which is what HD is. Yeah.
Right.
So you're going to get really big bars.
Right, huge bars. Yeah, that's how it is on the current iPad.
Yeah.
Interesting stuff. Well, Ty Pendlebury, thank you so much for being here today, sir.
Thank you very much.
Always a pleasure having you here. I love having you. It's the best thing that's ever happened to this show. No. But no, seriously, always appreciate it. Follow Ty on Twitter, T Pendlebury.
I've now changed it. It's now Ty Pendlebury.
Whoa!
Oh, my God. What's going on?
Ow! Cats and dogs living together. So you changed it. You threw everyone.
But when you change it, you don't lose followers.
No,
I don't think so.
Great.
No,
I
it just
love
changes
I wonder what happens if someone looks up your old name. I don't know.
Mine used to be like, what was it? It was plain old Jeff back in the day.
Plain old Jeff.
And some geezer took it. Yeah.
Check it out, Ty Pendlebury.
There he is.
T-Y.
The new and improved Ty Pendlebury. Love it. Love it. He follows you.
Nice.
We'll be back tomorrow. 866-404-CNET is the number to call, or you can email us, the404@cnet.com. Thanks to Richard. Thanks to Ty. We'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm Jeff Bakalar.
I'm Ty Pendlebury.
And I'm Justin Yu.
It's the 404 High Tech Lowbrow. Have a great Tuesday. Give us a call. Give us an email. All that good stuff. See you tomorrow.